Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hi, if you guys are new here, my name is Brittany. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. I'm really excited for this video because this is going to be part 4 of the series Making Recipes from the Disney Parks Cookbook. These are all copycat recipes that I have been sharing from this cookbook, which we purchased off of Amazon. I will have the cookbook linked in the description box down below in case you guys are interested. I have made 3 previous videos, so I'm also going to link those in the description box in case you guys missed them. The first recipe that I'm going to be sharing with you guys is the chili lime corn on the cob. Today is actually Cinco de Mayo, which is why I'm wearing a Cheers shirt, because I am going to be having a margarita tonight. But for our dinner, I am going to make chili lime corn on the cob. Every time we go to Disneyland, I always have corn on the cob, at least once, usually every day that we go, because it is so good. It's a nice little treat, or to have it for lunch. So I am excited to make it here at home and see how it turns out. This is actually going to be a pretty easy recipe. You're going to need, it says 6 ears of corn. I'm going to actually use 8. We are a family of 6, so I'm just going to make all 8 in these packages. It says to already have the corn shucked, so I just bought packages with it already done for convenience. And then you also are going to need butter and this chili lime seasoning. This one I got from Trader Joe's. I'm sure most grocery stores have it, but this is the one that I have on hand. This is the one that I'm going to use. And then you're also going to need 6 or 8 pieces of foil that you're going to wrap your corn in. And then you also are going to use a grill. So I don't do the grilling in our house. I'm a little intimidated by the grill, so Josh is going to help me out with that part, but I am going to put the corn together and get it ready. So all you're going to do is take each piece of corn, put it on the foil, you're going to rub it with butter, sprinkle it with the chili lime seasoning, and then roll it up in the aluminum foil and take it out to the grill. Now you're going to put the corn wrapped in foil on the grill 7 minutes for one side, and then you are going to flip them over and cook them for 7 minutes on the other side.
Unfortunately, I lost the footage of me taste testing the corn, but I did manage to capture a picture and wanted to say it turned out very good.
We are back in the kitchen for another recipe. Tonight we're going to be making tiger tail breadsticks. These breadsticks are found in Adventureland inside of Disneyland, and in the recipe book it does say that they go perfect with the trio hummus. That also has a recipe in this book. If you guys like hummus, I suggest maybe trying that with it. I'm not going to be making the hummus because the majority of the family here doesn't like hummus. I do, but some of the kids don't. Josh doesn't, so I'm not going to be making that. I'm going to be making a chicken and mushroom meal for dinner tonight, not part of the Disney cookbook, but I thought that these breadsticks would go perfect with that meal, so that's what I'm going to be making right now. So let's get started. So we're going to start with the dough first, and you are going to need flour, sugar, active yeast, and water. So you're going to pour 1/4 cup of warm water into a small bowl. Then you're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar into the water. And then 1 packet of yeast, and it is 1/4 ounce. You're going to let this sit for 5 minutes. You are going to need a stand mixer for this recipe, and the next thing you're going to do is add 3 cups of flour into the bowl of the stand mixer. I was only using a 1/2 scoop and I lost count because I was trying to get it out at the bottom of this. So I just poured all of the flour because I ran out into this bowl, and now I'm starting over to make sure I get 3 cups. To the flour, you're going to add 1 cup of warm water, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. You're going to start off with the flat paddle attachment for your stand mixer. And mix well. Next, you're going to add in your yeast mixture. Add 1 more cup of flour. And then change it to a dough hook. And now you're going to knead this for 5 minutes. Now you're going to cut the dough into 8 equal pieces. You're going to line a baking sheet with parchment paper and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Now you're going to roll the breadstick in between your hands. It says till it's about 8 inches long. Then you're gonna put it on your baking sheet and shape it like an S. Are looking a little funky. I've never made them before. Maybe they're supposed to look like this. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Only time's gonna tell. I had to have Josh set down the camera for a second and help me because I was getting all crampy. My hands are getting crampy. I'm just not used to baking like this. So now we have these done. And they're gonna sit on this baking sheet now for 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes since these have been sitting, so now we are going to do the topping for them. You're gonna take 1 tablespoon of butter and melt it, and it does call for salted butter. So I already have that melted here. And then to the butter, you're gonna add 1 teaspoon of garlic. We like garlic in this house a lot, so I'm actually gonna add more than that. Maybe like a tablespoon. And then you're also gonna top it with cheddar cheese. So I'm gonna mix the butter and garlic together. And if you guys can hear any background noise, I have chicken cooking on the stove, so that's what that noise is. I'm just gonna spread it on the breadsticks. And then it calls for a cup of cheddar cheese, and it says sprinkle it on and then gently pat it to adhere it to the breadstick, to the butter and stuff like that. And now you're gonna put them in the 400-degree oven and bake for 15 minutes. Okay, so we got them out of the oven and let them cool for a little bit. I did cook them more than 15 minutes. I wanna say maybe 18 minutes. So I think these turned out bigger than what they were supposed to. I'm not sure, I've actually never had these at Disneyland before. Josh, have you had them? He said no, he hasn't had these either. So this is just gonna be a first for me. So I'm gonna do a little taste test. I will say all this like cheese though. I love cooked cheese like that, it's so good. These are good. The cheese, the garlic, butter. My thoughts on it are, it definitely needs more salt. Like I would have added more salt into the dough and maybe even cheese. Like I would love it if there was like little cheese inside the dough too. That would be really good. Definitely worth trying it again and seeing if I can, I don't know what happened with the dough. It seemed kind of weird, but it actually tastes good. So I think, I mean, it turned out good. But I definitely want to add cheese in the mixture next time and a bit more salt. But so we are about to eat dinner, and I'm actually going to serve it with Papa John's garlic sauce. If you guys have Papa John's where you guys live, then you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But they serve their pizza and their breadsticks with like a garlic butter dipping sauce. It is so good. And I have some in the fridge from Ronan's birthday a couple weeks ago. So I'm gonna heat some up and dip these in there. It's gonna be extra delicious. It's the next day, I'm in the kitchen, and today I am going to be making croissant donuts, also known as Cronuts. These donuts are served in the Future World in Epcot in Disney World. I have never been to Disney World, so I haven't tried these personally, but they look delicious on the picture. Let me show you guys. They look so good and really easy to make. So it's Saturday morning here when I'm filming this, and the kids are ready for some donuts. The first thing you're going to want to do is fill a heavy bottomed pot with about 3 cups of vegetable oil and bring that up to 375 degrees. So I'm already doing that in the background here. Then you're also going to need 16.3 ounces of biscuit dough. I'm just using the Pillsbury Grands. This one is the Southern Homestyle biscuit dough, and this one is the Grands Flaky Layers. I thought I was buying both of these. You can tell that they look pretty much the same. So I grabbed both of these in the store, and then when I got home, I realized they were 2 different ones, but we are just going to make it work. The recipe actually doesn't specify which ones you need anyways, so I guess it's just depending on how you like your donuts. So those are the 2 that we're going to use. You also need a ½ cup of granulated sugar and 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. I'm going to double the recipe. I'm going to be using both cans of biscuits, and so I'm going to also double the sugar and the cinnamon as well. So while the oil is coming to 375 degrees, you're going to open your cans of biscuits and cut 1-inch hole in the center of each biscuit. So I'm going to do that now. Is anyone else terrified of opening these? I absolutely hate it. It used to be where you have to press a spoon on it, but I just whack it against the counter and it kind of pops open. That's how I do it, because pressing a spoon against it or your fingers, I'm afraid like one of my fingers are just going to get chopped off, which obviously isn't real. They're not going to really chop off, but I'm afraid it's going to. Oh yeah, see, the instructions even say press spoon. I don't do that. Ready? Like that. That way my fingers aren't really that close against it, but. Josh is laughing at me behind the camera. You know what's worse though? Is when I ask him to help me with these, he gets really close to the back of my head and pops them. He may seem sweet on camera, but he's not. preheat it to 375. I'm gonna drop the donuts in. It says to cook 1 minute per side and then transfer them onto a cooling rack. Donuts are done. It smells so good in here. I'm going to do a taste test. Since I used 2 different doughs, I'm gonna taste both of them and see which one I like more. I think I'm gonna like the flaky one more just because my favorite donut is the French cruller donut. You guys know those, have had them. They are so good. They are my favorite donut because they're just light and airy. Speaking of that, let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite donut? So this one here is one of like the Southern Homestyle biscuit ones. So these ones were more dense, so Josh likes more of a dense donut, but oh. That's good. This is the flaky layer biscuit ones. And you can even tell like the flakes coming off of them, even when I was rolling it in the sugar. I don't know. I like both of them, but the more dense one, I think, reminds me more of like a regular donut. The flaky one reminds me a little bit more of like an Indian fry bread, just a tad, like not exactly, but these are so good. The kids are standing beside off camera begging for these donuts. They were watching me taste test them. But they are so good. And so easy to make too, because it's just, you know, already made refrigerated dough. So I highly recommend these. So yeah. Back with the final recipe for this part 4 of the Disney cookbook series. I'm going to be making Cheshire cattails, and if you guys know the movie Alice in Wonderland, the Cheshire cat, He's pink and purple, which are my two favorite colors, so that makes me extra excited to make this dessert. This recipe is actually found in Fantasyland inside Magical Kingdom at Disney World. I have never been to Disney World. I've probably said that a million times throughout this series, so I've never tried this exact recipe, but I am really excited, and I know that the kids are excited as well. So let's get started. For the pastries, you are going to need one 17.3 ounce box of puff pastry sheets right here. You're going to need one 3.4 ounce box of instant vanilla pudding, 1 3/4 cups of whole milk, 1 cup of mini semi-sweet chocolate chips. I have this huge bag from Costco. They're not the mini ones, but I'm just going to work with them because I didn't feel like buying mini ones when I had this giant bag in the freezer. You'll need 1 large egg and 1 tablespoon of room temperature water. So those are the ingredients you're going to need for the pastry part. And the first thing you're going to do is take out your pastries from the freezer and let them thaw at room temperature for 45 minutes. If you guys can hear the dogs, I'm sure you guys can hear the background noise. I try to film when it's quiet, but Josh has to help me film the cooking videos because it's just so much easier, so I don't have to move the camera around every 5 seconds.
It's never quiet around here.
Josh is right. You guys can hear him. It's never quiet around here. So I'm so sorry about all the noise. The dogs are deciding to go psycho at 6:16. Normally it's about 8 or 8:30 when they go crazy, but today they're starting early because I'm filming. Anyways, so yes, take out your puff pastries, let them thaw, room temperature 45 minutes, preheat your oven to 400 degrees, and then line a baking sheet with parchment paper. Next, you're gonna mix your pudding with the 1 3/4 cup of milk, get that whisked together and pop it in the fridge for at least 10 minutes to set. I've already done that part here. I have the oven preheating now. The puff pastries are thawed. We're gonna take these out, and then it says to unfold both sheets of puff pastries. Use a rolling pin to barely soften each surface. It says do not work the dough too much or it won't puff in the oven. So we're just gonna do it a little bit. Next, it says to spread a very small, thin layer of pudding on each pastry sheet. Next, you're going to sprinkle 1 sheet with your chocolate chips. And now you're going to carefully flip the sheet with just pudding no chocolate chips on top of the other sheet. This is going to be fun. Oh boy.
Giant dessert ravioli.
Now cut into 6 long strips. After you cut them, you're going to twist them. temperature water and 1 egg that was brought to room temperature, and mix them together in a small bowl. And now you are going to brush each pastry with the egg wash. Now you're going to put them into your preheated oven to 400 degrees for 20 minutes. And then when the 20 minutes is done, you're gonna pull them out and let them cool for 30 minutes. All right, the cattails came out of the oven. I feel weird calling them that, but they are back there cooling. Now I'm going to make the icing, and for the icing you are going to need 1 cup of confectioner's sugar, 1/4 cup of heavy cream, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then 2 drops of purple gel food coloring and 2 drops of pink gel food coloring. And I got this Betty Crocker one. I found it at Fry's, our local grocery store. It does say they are neon colors, but it's all I could find, so I'm pretty sure this will work out perfect. First, you're going to mix your powdered sugar and your heavy whipping cream together. To divide them equally. And then add 2. Without the decorations on them. They look really good. Now to add the icing, it says you can use a piping bag or just drizzle it with a spoon. Since I'm just making it for us and for this video, I'm just going to use a spoon instead of getting a piping bag out. So you're just going to drizzle the icing, each color, over the pastries. Now I am going to do a little taste test. I can't do it without laughing. It's very good. All the chocolate. It is really good. If you guys like chocolate, pastries, like chocolate croissants, which they're so good if you get them from Starbucks, and you get them warmed up. That's what these are like, except with a little bit of vanilla pudding, which I love pudding so much. So these are really good. They're really easy to make. I can't compare them to the ones at Disney World because I've never tried them. It is on my bucket list though to go to Disney World at some point in my life and try all the yummy foods that they have in Disney World that they don't offer in Disneyland. I really wasn't planning on filming any more of these videos, but they were requested, so I thought I would do more of them. If you guys want to see more even after this part 4, please give this video a big thumbs up. It helps me know that you guys are enjoying these types of videos. Also, leave it down in the comments down below. Leave me a star emoji if you want to see more of these videos, more recipes from this book. Once again, I'll have this book linked in the description box. Once again, I will have this book linked in the description box down below if you guys want to buy it for yourselves and make all this yummy food. Thank you guys all so much for watching this video today. If you guys are new, please hit that red subscribe button and join my growing YouTube family. We would love to have you guys here. Don't forget to follow me over on Instagram for some more daily content. I hope everyone is doing well. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.